I want to talk about Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2, where it states, never forget to be hospitable, polite, nice, kind, and of Christly ways, because you can never know when you'll be entertaining an angel. So when you're entertaining or you're out in public or you're doing something, be careful of who you treat a certain way and how you act, and make sure that you're always hospitable, nice, polite, and kind. Because that person that you don't know could probably be an angel. Now, with that one scripture being said, there's no story to it. There's a story to it, but he was just saying that one little phrase, hey, be careful what you're doing because you never know, you could be entertaining an angel. That's letting us know that even in these times of tribute and tribulations, that angels could be walking amongst us, that there is another realm that exists with us, that coexists with us. Now, I would like to use some stories of myself in certain instances where this could be so. How many times have you been somewhere and you had somebody come up to you and out of the blue, and they're just, now you're sitting there and you're probably standing there or somewhere and you're going through something and you're thinking in your mind about an issue, a problem, and a solution to that problem. Somebody walks up that you do not know from out of the clear blue and starts complaining about their problem, and then saying, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this, that, and the third. And they look at you and you go, shoot, you look like you've been through something. So you know what, if I was you, I would just go do this, blasey, yada, 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 and then boom. Next thing you know, they walk away and you start calling your homeboy, your homegirl, and you're like, yo, guess what just happened? Yeah, yo, remember that problem I was telling you about? Somebody at the clear blue just came, I didn't even know him. Yo, that's weird. Yo, I'm just about to do that. That's sometimes how God works. Or if somebody walks up and gives you advice, all right, and is joking around and they saying stuff that critiques to whatever you're going through in your life out of the clear blue and they don't know, all right? An example again, have you ever called somebody up and said, and I love this, because I have friends and I know people that do it all the time. Girl, did you call him and tell him da-da-da-da-da-da? Well, you had to because you're the only person that I told, and he came up to me and said all this stuff out of the clear blue like he already knew, and the next thing you know, the person didn't say it. You have a falling out with them because you actually think, well, no, that was something inside of them that just came out. I was on the train one time. I'll never forget this. The Pope was out here, and I was really tight because I had to go do a job out in the Bronx. So I'm really mad because I had to take the F train from Manhattan and shoot to the A and then go all the way out to the Bronx. So anybody who knows New York City, and if you don't, all right, when somebody comes out here like the Pope, they had everything on lockdown. Everything was shut down. It was just a hot mess. So real talk, I'm on the train, and on top of that, you got all these people were doing all this pagan and stuff, and the pagan worship, the idols. Wow, it was something out of a movie. But a guy walks through. And if you ride the trains a lot and you make a lot of movement, you usually see some of the same panhandlers working the same routes, the same trains. You always see the same group of people or something all the time. That's their job, that's what they do. So I've never seen this guy before, and he's not panhandling. Tall black guy. And the coat he had on, I said, this guy can't be panhandling. And because I said to the girl, not realizing it self-conscious, I said to the girl, tapped her, and they sitting next to me in the train, and I was like, if he asked me for some money, I'm buying that coat. Like that, I'm gonna give him some money for that coat. Because the coat was, you could tell that it was a royal, it was like a real expensive coat, it was beautiful. And it was a trench coat, it was a purple, suede-ish leather with the fur. And the fur had like the fur was a blackish with the purple tint to go with the purple suede, and it was really long, all right, and it was cut off at the arms, like he didn't have the sleeves, so it was cut off at the arms. And the guy was walking around with something in his hand, and he was saying, you get the frankincense? You get the frankincense? You get the frankincense. You get the frankincense. You don't get the frankincense. You must know who you are, or you will get the frankincense. You get the frankincense. And while he's doing this, I'm tripping because I'm thinking like, I don't get the frankincense. And they're gonna go, because in my mind I know that you know the paganism and everything with the Pope, but I'm sitting over there and I'm more like, Dad, what is the frankincense? I went, did some research and prayed, and once I started seeing and reading the scriptures, frankincense stood for the idols and all that worshiping that they were doing in the temples toward the gods and everything else. So I'm like, wow, he was sitting up here telling who got the frankincense. I looked at the people he was saying it to, where they were going, and it was a trick. And then he said some other things that that's between me and God. That made me feel at that time that I'm not saying that was an angel, but it was crazy how it happened. There's been times that I walked, and this just happened the other day. I was walking, somebody said hi, and a guy walked by, and he looked at me, and he started saying stuff in Hebrew, like, oh, this is this, this is that, and this, that, and the third. And he started breaking down the regions, and then he was like, we are. And then he was saying it, I'll break out tribes and all that other stuff, because a lot of people are going to be surprised. Especially Italians, I probably think they'll be happy, because this is how brainwashed and the perception and illusion that people got. And they don't even read the scripture, it's actually right there. But, to break it down even more, he's sitting down and he's telling me all this stuff in Hebrew, in the Hebrew language, and he's of color, and I was really shocked because his Hebrew was thorough. And he did the handshake, and he was like, this is how we shake our hands. And we greet, this is how we greet. So, and then when he said, and you have a good day, and and whatever you're doing, keep it up. And he turned around and walked away. To me, that's how stuff works. There's been instances in almost everybody's life that you've had some kind of little freak occurrence, that somebody said something or done something that actually had some kind of meaning for what you were going through. Now, we don't brush those off because, see, when you are of the devil, all right, the devil works with whatever coincides with the devil. All right, because it's always an agenda no matter what it is. But when somebody says something to you godly or is fitting somewhere that's positive or on that level of righteousness with Christ and God, then you know it has to be of God. Don't ever look at anything like it just happened. If it's a blessing or something good, and never forget to give Christ thanks and praise for everything. Never forget that when you are out in public, to watch what you do. Don't be prejudgmental. Because how many times have we sat down and we took the illusion of somebody wearing a shoe, and come to find out that pair of shoes, the only thing that they could afford, which is a very popular thing, especially on the East Coast. They got to look at the sneaker. You wearing some Jordans, you good. Like, come in. You got some True Religions on. That don't mean anything. That's an illusion. So when you prejudge, and you have to, and on the spiritual level, there could be the most holiest person, that's the most bummiest person, the most knowledgeable person in the whole 9 yards, and that could be an angel. And you just sat down and shunned something that you didn't know what it was because your heart wasn't righteous, it wasn't with God. If your heart isn't of or with God, then your eyes and your ears are going to be blind. Do you know how many times that I've sat down, and it's amazing because a lot of things that you read, all right, in the scriptures always pertain to a lot of the people I either grew up with or was around. Because you have a hard-headed group of people that just been hard-headed, never want to learn, and that's people all in general. So these nowadays, there is a such thing as treat somebody as you want to be treated because you don't know who you treat. Never judge a book by its cover. How many times have we looked at a car and said I would never drive that car because that car ain't got the symbolism or the meaningism or the perception or the illusionism of what I need people to recognize me as. But then you drive and you go, shoot, this thing drives like a Benz. And you end up getting it. Now you feel good because how it drives. You're not realizing it self-consciously. You're promoting how the car drives, and now everybody wants to get your car after you because you look hot in that little car. No, you just made the car and you didn't even realize it. See, that's how the world works. Watch how you treat other people and treat others how you want to be treated. And remember, Hebrews 13 verse 2. Treat others as you want to be treated, especially when entertaining them, because you never know when you'll be entertaining an angel.